What's going on, everybody? Right now, this is the brother Jay coming back again with one of my thought of the days. And today, my thought of the day is New Year's Eve, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm about to sit up here and just get nice and relaxed and toasty. And I just want to sit here and bid everybody a happy New Year. And I guess my New Year's resolution, which I usually don't make one anyway, because truthfully, and I try to be realistic on giving resolutions that I plan to change. I'm just hoping that the next year will be better than this last year, because this last year just had so many people going at each other. But we talking about, there are the main battles that you hear every day, but the ones that you don't hear every day is the ones that really affect the common people like you and I. One of the main things that affects common people, you know what I'm saying, is our ability to communicate and relate to each other. You know, a lot of these things, or a lot of these issues, can be handled effectively if two things come into play. If the person that is talking is illustrating their point crystal clear where the other person can understand it, and if the other person that's listening is actually listening. Because you have two forms of listening. You have the, yeah, which means hurry up and shut up. You know what I'm saying? And you have the actual person that's actually digesting what you're saying. So if you have somebody that's really listening and really is caring about the relationship, you know what I'm saying, then you have a greater chance of seeing eye to eye and repairing whatever issues y'all have. A lot of times, though, you know what I'm saying, most of the time when relationship gets a little bit rocky, you know, most of the time, you know what I'm saying, before the woman leaves, mentally, she already left a month ago. You know, she just sit here and, okay, yeah, okay. And okay, I'll play this off right here and wing it like this and saying, because by nature, most ladies, not all, don't like to be alone. You know, there's some that just choose to be alone and stuff like that, but they don't understand loneliness creates resentment. Because you've been alone for so long, they think it's like, oh, it's like a bike and stuff like that. I can just get on and ride and it's okay. No, human emotions don't work that way. You know what I'm saying? When you've been alone for a lengthy amount of time, your mind is used to you doing whatever routine you're used to doing. So when you got this bozo that's sitting on the couch and he's sitting in your spot, or he's making some kind of noise and stuff like that's irritating for you, you know what I'm saying? When a person's been alone for a long amount of time, they can't deal with those little ticks. You know what I'm saying? They'll create some kind of reason to argue, complain, or create a scenario where that person is angry and they leave, or she leaves, or something like that nature. I'm saying all this to say, I'm hoping that the new year, people start getting more in touch with their humanity and actually learn how to talk, to listen, and to react in a positive way on what was being said from both sides. You know, I mean, the only time that I've seen true, real humanity come together is usually in time of extreme chaos. Meaning this, like some years ago, you know what I'm saying, around the time where the modern feminist movement was in its infancy stage. This is roughly like around the range of, I want to say, the late 90s is when it was in its real infancy stage, you know. And it probably would have gave birth a little sooner if 9/11 didn't happen. Now, once 9/11 happened and people got scared and, oh, the terrorists are going to kill us. Oh, shit. Ah. So then all of a sudden, that independence shit went right out the window. And let me stay with you, honey. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know, then all of a sudden, after another, I would say 10 years, you know, somewhere around that range, after 9/11, now this It's back to the new birth again of this modern feminism behavior. You know, now that there's no direct war that was directly attacked, you know, now motherfuckers got their, yeah, it's back to business as usual, you know? So I'm just hoping that, you know what I'm saying, people are, you know, are trying to stay in touch with their humanity. Now, some people try to do the way out shit, which I call way out, which means that they will sit here and hide in places. You know, they'll hide in, like, you know, they'll have a weekend female group. It'd be 2 or 3 of them and shit like that. And they'll go out for coffee and maybe go for some drinks and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And they just talk shit about men and then they go home. You know what I'm saying? Some other people hide in church. You know what I'm saying? Some people dive head first into whatever career they're in. Like, let's say this individual's a school teacher. Well, then all of a sudden they'll set up a after school program and shit like that just to stay busy, to keep their mind off the fucking loneliness or keep their mind off of craving another person, because by nature, we're meant to be with each other. It's like we fit like a jigsaw puzzle. Man, we're meant to be with each other. We wasn't made to be alone. See, that's people's egos. And this is the crazy part, you know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, I'm pretty sure, you know what I'm saying, because the Lord haven't talked to nobody with audible English words in some hundred, I'll say thousands of years. But if he would open up his mouth in one big old giant voice and let everybody hear it, he will say, I didn't create you so that you can think about you. I created you to think about others. It's in the book. Honor thy neighbor. You know? So people gonna feel like people gonna get real egg on their face for real when they sit up here and pass away and get in front of the Lord, and the Lord be like, I don't see your name in the book. Why, Lord? Well, because you was a mean person, you was cruel and stuff like that. And let's rewind that tape. You see that part right there? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You smacked him, but then you called the police and said he did it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, woo. You know what I'm saying? People think they're getting away with shit, you know what I'm saying? But you're still going to have to pay for that. So that's why I'm hoping this new year, I hope something, and I hate to sound like a black pillar, but sometimes, I mean, you know, I hope a fucking ugly ass tidal wave just wipe out, you know what I'm saying, a good amount of people. Because that's the only time people get really in touch with their humane self, in times of tragedy. You know? Okay, well, let me rewind that. Let me strike that from the record, you know what I'm saying? I won't say I wish a tidal wave, because I'm not invoking or encouraging loss of human life. I will probably say more on the lines like, I hope a real recession hits, where this egotistical people, what they fucking think their money means something, now all of a sudden your money is the same equivalent as poor people now. Your money don't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, you'll find, you know what I'm saying, if that ever happened, you know what I'm saying, most of these people of money, they'll kill themselves. Whether they'll jump out of a building or put a pistol in their mouth or take some pills and night, you know what I'm saying? They gonna kill themselves. They'd rather be dead than be broke. So, and again, I'm not trying to sound, you know what I'm saying, on the dark side of the force, you know what I'm saying? But I'm only wishing that to force people to be humane again. Because that's the only way that you can right this ship, man. This ship is heading for a fucking whirlpool and shit. And it's a downspire, you know what I'm saying, where everybody on the ship is going to die. You can't even jump off the ship, you know what I'm saying, because the whirlwind will still suck you in there. You know? So that's when you see human beings in their best. When there's a tragedy, you know what I'm saying, you know, like the Depression, you know what I'm saying, I saw many footage of that, you know what I'm saying, that a lot of neighbors and stuff like that, they'll get with each other and they'll, you know what I'm saying, share what they got, and they'll split it up, and you know what I'm saying, and so stretch it out so it can last a good amount of lengthy, you know what I'm saying, amount of time to feed everybody. That's when human beings act humane. So I'm not gonna go too long and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I end my conclusion with this. There are many great achievements humankind can get to, think of, or bring in fruition when we all are at a peaceful state of mind. When we at a peaceful state. Now, some people just love combat. Some people just love drama. I can't tell you how many times I look on, you know what I'm saying, YouTube and all like that, and you just hear all these gang of women, you know what I'm saying, would you like a man that loves you, or would you like a fucking gangster or drug dealer? Oh, they always say the gangster or drug dealer because they like that drama that goes with it. So my whole thing is like this. When you don't encourage drama and you actually have a peaceful state of affairs, a lot of great things can be achieved. So, you know what I'm saying? I hope everybody out there, you know what I'm saying, have a happy new year. I know I'm going to have a happy new year. You know what I'm saying? Worst come to worst, I'm going to sit up here in peace, putting on something funny, and cracking the fuck up. So either way, everybody stay safe. Deuce.